guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to be talking all about dark circles. As you guys know, I've always had a really bad dark circle problem, and they're getting even worse right now just because I've been dealing with some health issues. So my dark circles have just been so much more prominent lately, and I'm going to show you guys how to cover them up. Before I begin though, I just want to say please do not forget to subscribe and hit the thumbs up button. I will be putting out more content just like this, so you don't want to miss out. Okay, so let's just get right into it. I do want to give you guys a little bit more background knowledge on how dark circles are and how they work. So basically, when you have dark circles or any type of like dark discoloration on your face, the undertones on this discoloration are most likely going to be more blue. Depending on what your skin tone is like, it varies on how much bluish tint is in it. So for me, because I have a bit of a deeper skin tone, the blue hues are a little bit more prominent. Now, in order to reverse this effect, you want to be able to color correct. Now, in the color wheel and in color theory, the color that complements blue is orange. So it is the one that provides the most contrast. And when you apply orange on top of your blue undertones, it'll help neutralize the base. Now, that being said, you don't want to just stick on any type of orange color corrector. It really depends on your skin tone, how dark or how light you need the orange to be. For me personally, I need something that is a little bit more peachy orange rather than a true orange. As you get into a deeper skin tone, you want something that's a little bit more of a true orange. And then as you get a little bit fairer, I would say you want something that's a lighter peach. So just to give you guys some examples, these are 3 different types of orange color correctors. I use the Vasanti Liquid 02. I have raved about this color corrector ever since I discovered it, and I've like literally made everyone I know go out and buy it that has a dark circle problem. I absolutely love it, and I think it works so well for Indian skin tones, especially like medium to tan Indian skin tones. It works phenomenally. So I've swatched 3 different types of color correctors, as you can see. This here I would use for a fairer skin tone. This one here is more for a medium skin tone, and this one here is for a much deeper skin tone. So here I'm using the Annabelle Perfect corrector in peach, and this I would say is really good for much lighter skin tones. You can see it is peachy. It has like a hint of orange to it, but it's not a very heavy orange, so it helps color correct flawlessly on very light skin tones. So the middle one is the one that I absolutely love, and this is the Vasanti Liquid 02 color corrector. That's what it looks like. Please do not mind my ratchet ass nails, but this is what the medium one looks like. As you can see, it has a bit more of that orangeness to it, helping color correct medium skin tones much better. And then this one here is the MAC Prep and Prime Peach Lustre, and it has a heavier orange base to it, so for deeper skin tones it really works well. If you don't use the right color corrector to begin with, that can also make your eyes look super ashy, so you want to really avoid that and pick the right color corrector with the right undertone to suit your skin. With all that being said, I'm going to go ahead and apply my Liquid 02 color corrector from Vasanti, and I'm just going to do half of my face so you guys can see the difference. I apply a pretty generous amount just because I really want to cover up those nasty ass dark circles. And then using a damp beauty blender, I'm just going to blend it out. Guys, my nails are so ratchet right now. Like, I got them done and they just peeled right off. Like, I need to go back to the lady and be like, I paid for this. Why did it peel off in like a week? And this nail broke, so I don't know, I'm just looking ratchet all over. So you can already see how much of a difference that color corrector made. It really neutralized the base. It took away that puffiness look under my eye. I mean, slightly it's still there, but it took it away a lot more than what it was before. And my eye just looks a lot brighter. Next, I'm going to go in with a foundation, and I do foundation before I do concealer, and that's because when you do foundation first, it'll neutralize your base, and then when you apply concealer on top, it'll really highlight your eye. If you do a concealer underneath your foundation, it'll take away from that kind of highlight look, making your eyes look not as bright. But there's really no wrong way. You can do it either way. It's just kind of how you want to end up looking. I'm going to use the new NARS Natural Radiant Foundation. I'm so in love with this right now. It is such a flawless coverage and you don't need a lot of it. When covering up your dark circles, personally what I suggest in terms of foundation is something with a medium to heavy coverage, just because it'll give you more of that flawless look. If you have something that's lighter coverage, it might not cover up your dark circles as well. So I start off by applying like right underneath my eyes, and then I use the rest of the foundation on the rest of my face, just because I want the heaviest coverage around my eyes, and then the rest of my skin is pretty decent, so I'm not too like fussed about putting too much foundation on it. By the way, I use the color Valencia in the NARS foundation. I'm just gonna blend this out. I really wish I got my eyebrows done. It's so funny, every time I like come and record something for you guys, I feel like I always talk about how hairy I am, but my hair just grows back so fast that like, how am I not supposed to talk about it? So again, it really neutralized my base on this side, made my skin really even, and that's super important too, just because if you notice on this side, around my eyes it's really dark, but my actual skin is super light. So when you apply the color corrector, it might not match your skin still because it's just way too light. Like for me personally, my skin is just way too light. I have very pale pasty skin, but my eyes are really dark. So applying that foundation and having it be a bit of a more medium to dark coverage, medium to heavy coverage, it'll really help neutralize the base and make everything look super even. So next you're gonna apply your concealer, and there's two ways to do this. You can have that really bright, like highlighted, in your face kind of under eye, or you can have something that's a lot more neutral and it kind of just blends in with your skin and you know, just makes your eyes look natural. So next you're going to apply your concealer, and there's two ways that you can do this. It's either you can create that really highlighted look, or you can go a little bit more natural. Personally, I prefer more natural, especially on a day-to-day basis, and occasionally I'll switch it up and create it to make it look a lot more highlighted. And what I mean by that highlighted look is I would choose a concealer that's about 2 to 4 shades lighter than what your actual skin tone is, to really brighten up that area and make your eyes pop. If you're just going for the natural look like how I like, I would suggest a concealer no more than 2 shades lighter than what you are, just so it blends in with your skin really well. Personally, I use something that's pretty much my same skin tone or close to like what my foundation color is, and I use something that has a peachy undertone to it just to help color correct even further. So my personal favorite for covering up my dark circles is the Tarte Shape Tape Concealer. I mentioned this in my concealers video, and if you guys haven't watched that yet, check it out. It's on my YouTube channel. I'll try to leave it in the description below. But yeah, this is my absolute favorite concealer of all time right now. Everyone raves about it, and it's definitely worth the hype. So I use the color Tan, which is about my skin tone, and it has more of that peachy undertone to it, so it helps color correct even further. So I'm gonna go ahead and apply the Tarte Shape Tape Concealer in the color Tan, and I'm pretty generous with this just because I really want to cover up my dark circles. And then you're just gonna go ahead and blend that in with the Beauty Blender again. Now you're going to want to set your concealer and your foundation and all that stuff with a powder. Because you've put on so many liquids, you do need to set it with a powder so that it doesn't move around throughout the day. Now I know baking is a huge thing. I personally am not a huge baker. I do bake a little bit, but not to the extent that other people do. I just find that I like my skin looking a lot more natural, so I don't let it sit for so long, because otherwise I find that it personally looks just too powdery or too caked on. So what I use to bake around my eyes is the Ben Nye banana powder. This is what it looks like. My bottle's super old. I've had it forever now. Like, a little of this goes a long way. And honestly, I've used this on clients, I've used it on myself, and it's still not done yet. It's coming towards the end, but you know, I feel like I've had it for like at least like 2 years now or something like that. I don't even know if it's still good, but I'm still using it, so whatever. So with the powder that you choose, again, you want to make sure that the colors that you choose match your skin tone. I'm using something with more of a yellow base to really help brighten out my eyes because my undertones are yellow. If you have more of a pinkish undertone, then I would go with something that's heavier with a pink undertone to really help bring out your natural undertones and brighten up your eyes like that. Anyways, because I've been talking, my eye has like creased up again. So before you apply your powder, you really want to make sure everything is blended out and there's no creases in your eyes, just because otherwise if you put the powder on top, it'll set with the crease and then you'll just have creases everywhere. So I apply this right underneath my eyes. And I apply it a little bit heavily, but not too much, like not as much as most people do with like seeing a lot of the powder. You can see a bit of it, but I don't do it to that extent where you can see like a patch of it underneath my eye. Again, this helps me create more of a natural kind of look and make it look not so cakey. And you can do anything to apply it. Like I use this, but you can use like a flat eyeshadow brush or like a bigger one, or like a makeup sponge or something like that. You can even use your beauty blender. I just use this personally. It is so crazy to see the difference between my eyes right now. Oh my gosh, I like never do this. Like I know there's a difference, but I never do this like half of my face. It's so weird. Last but not least, I'm going to go in with my setting powder. I'm using the Maybelline Fit Me powder in 310 Sun Beige, and I'm just going to apply this all over my face to set my foundation so it doesn't move. And I apply it all around my eye, and then as soon as I'm done that, I'll go in and take a little bit of this powder and I'll apply it all over my eye as well and rub off any of that excess banana powder that I have on my eye. This helps it kind of blend in with my skin a little bit better and not make it look so yellow. So as you can tell, the yellow really helped lift up my eye. Was almost as if I got like plastic surgery or something. You can see that like those bags aren't there anymore as much, just because the yellow really helps brighten it up and you know, helps reflect the light better so that it doesn't show so much of that bag. But yeah, like you can really tell the difference, and to me it's honestly life-changing. Like it's so crazy to see the difference between my two eyes. Like this one looks a lot smaller now that I've covered it up compared to this one because of all the bags and stuff like that. So I'm just gonna finish up the rest of my face and I'll be right back. So guys, this is the final look. You can see my dark circles are completely covered up and it looks pretty flawless. Not to toot my own horn, I guess, but you know, it looks like a lot more cleaner. My skin looks a lot more even. So I hope those tips and tricks that I showed you guys really works for you too. And these tips and tricks don't only work for around your eyes. Like if you have discoloration around your mouth, like which I know a lot of brown girls have, it's like darker around here or around here, or you have like dark spots on your face, these tips and tricks will work for that as well. So if you follow along, you'll create a flawless face. Anyways, before I head out, I just want to say please do not forget to subscribe to my channel and hit the thumbs up button, and don't forget to share this with a friend who really needs these tips and tricks, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.